What up, though, everybody? You are now under the black top where we try to get our act together, find unity in the circle of life and friendship. I am Billy.
I'm Timbo.
And I am Ray. It is nice to see you guys. Again, actually so
Right.
quick. Usually we have a little bit of time, in between recordings, not seeing each other. But it was kind of nice, for Billy's birthday.
Yes, we
We were
hung out for
able to
Billy's birthday.
actually,
Had a great time.
get together. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty
Hmm.
cool.
Yes,
That was
because I'm gonna be gone for my birthday. Yeah.
fun.
Well, yeah. No, she ordered the room today. So yeah.
Okay, okay,
So,
awesome.
but I'll still be in the city. I'm not leaving, but it's
And
just
ain't nothing wrong with a little staycation.
right. That's what it is.
No, nothing wrong with it. I hope you enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
everybody progressing in their 30s, man. That's kind of cool, man. Billy,
Yeah, it's
how these
interesting.
first few days of 31 been treating you?
like 30 and 29 and 28.
Hey,
Well, so I went to the dentist today
Okay.
because you remember my tooth broke, or not broke, it started
But,
crack
hmm
right.
that night. And then it cracked some
Nobody
more.
thought. Let me clear that up. He was eating a cookie.
Yeah, I was really looking, and it was already compromised anyway. But yeah, just started to crumble. So I went to the dentist today, and I found out I have some decent insurance. Everything I was really worried about, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I can handle
See,
this. So
won't he do it?
turning 30,
Won't he do it?
yeah, being able to
Uh,
handle problems, man. But that was interesting. I hadn't been in years. He made it. He made sure to tell me that, like, yeah, we worked on your teeth some years ago. So now,
Shade, heifer.
I mean,
that
it's
was
it's
cool.
funny though, man. It's one of those things though. You get older and you got to start making those appointments yourself.
Yeah, I'm used to my,
So,
well, not completely used to, but when you're younger, your mom does it. She may, oh
mhm,
yeah, you want to do it today. Like when you get older, it's like you have to do it. You got to call them. You
yeah.
got to set it up. You got to find the time in your schedule. It's just too much.
That's true.
So
Speaking of, I made some stir fry today and gave it to my mom, and she liked it. So thank you for the
Yeah.
stir fry. So
Yes.
thank
Yes. Yeah. For those listening, that was just one of the meals we kind of had. We was over there for Billy's birthday. Did a little stir fry, so it's kind of
it was
cool that he
great.
was able to take that and then pass it on.
Can't have famous people looking at it on my story. Yeah.
what
uh,
happened?
Leandria Johnson actually saw his picture, the picture of the stir fry, because I added her as a friend on Facebook. So I'm like, yeah, and she's a foodie, so she
hey,
actually looked at it, so that was cool.
there we go.
That's
Hmm.
that's awesome.
There we
Yeah,
go.
man. Thank
That's super dope.
you. It
It is.
was.
All
It
right,
was.
man. So jumping into it, man. So we got an album, right?
Hmm.
Um, Timbo, what was this album about, man? You want to lead us in it?
I don't know what it was about specifically, but I know the vibes that it gave. The album that we listened to was Silver Ladder by Mary Lattimore, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Mary Lattimore.
And did anybody do any research to find out? Because I feel bad. I didn't find out. It sounded like the harp. Was that the harp?
Yeah, it was the harp. It was the
It's
harp.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
this was like her fourth album or something like that. I think I saw.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
So we
it
gave
was.
that a good old listen. What did everybody think?
You
that's good.
know, it was interesting, right? Because when we were together, I hadn't heard it yet.
Right.
And I believe it was Billy who said, "Oh yeah, just make sure you're doing something when you're listening to it." And I had just kind of heard it in passing, just kind of let it go.
Same. It's just like,
So when I started listening to it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so yeah, that first track is a nice little instrumental, huh?" It's like, "Oh, that second track
yeah. I was
is
waiting on the
so
singing. I'm
okay."
like, it was no singing. She
So it
sang with
was
that heart.
so so then that's when I had to jumped on Rap Genius. Like, okay, let me get ready for the lyrics that's gonna eventually come, and then it just says straight instrumental across the top, and I was like,
Mhm,
okay, this
mhm.
this is that's what this is. So once I understood that though, I actually kind of liked it. It was relaxing, um, somewhat relaxing, right? Because some of it was really nice, so I can just see
Yeah.
myself just thinking. But then some of it sounded like B-roll on Unsolved Mysteries or something like that.
Yeah. Kind of like a jarring type of thing she had going on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, man, it was cool, and it was a surprise gem, because
It
I wasn't
was.
expecting it at all. So,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Today was a great day for me to listen to it because I was stressed out about some stuff. And it really did help me center and focus. And I appreciated that. I really did. I'm like, this is good meditation music. I could meditate to it. I could probably go to sleep to it. Not to even be mean, but like that's how relaxing it was for me. So,
Hmm.
what did you think, Billy?
I 100% agree with everything. Those were that's exactly how I felt. I was driving and I was like, wow, that's a cool intro. That's a nice instrumental for an intro. Now the second song, I started digging in. I can I like to have my brain stimulated,
Right,
you
getting to the
know,
meat of the situation.
in the way how things are written. So I'm driving and then it happened again. There's no words. And it happened again. I was like, okay, I can't deal with this. So I put this thing off for like a week and a half, man. I have to be in a certain space to listen to this. When I finally did, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great project for if you need to focus
Hmm.
or study.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't
Hey,
know
even for sexy time, I'm thinking. Hey, just saying. Just saying.
Right.
I
it was,
think it might. If she's into that, it might work.
it was for sexy time apparently too. Um,
The
and
catch-all.
it's just cool. I'd never heard an album like that. Probably wouldn't have been open to it before. Some of it was a little repetitive, but
Yeah.
around the third track, it started to pick up. It just started. The story seemed a little more defined. I can't really articulate the story, but I started to feel more substance with or I guess more drama as the project went on. And I
Mhm.
could. This is something else for me. It was more stimulating in that way without the lyrics. So it just wasn't a lost listen.
Yeah, no, not at all. I would love to see where she got her titles from or where her inspiration was. I have to do some more research. She might have done some interviews. So, yeah,
But
because
I
one
would
was
listen
said
to.
something about a mermaid. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's number three. That's the one where it kind of started to
Yeah, that one
the
actually
mermaid
did
drags you
tell
in.
a story.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And it was
yeah, I
on
would
its own.
definitely listen to this again. I will listen to it. I'm looking forward to
But
it. And I know what type of mindset I need to be in. And so that's good.
Yeah, it was just cool, just the shock of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's see what this is about. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a cool little instrumental. I'm like, okay, where we at? Oh, it's another instrumental. You're like, okay, it was so, but it was really cool. Something I would go
The
back to.
same instrumental. The
All
first, it's like,
right, man. Well, good stuff. So,
yes, yes.
yeah,
the next album will be based in something that we would typically listen to. The three of us are going to bring forth an album. I have Soulfly by Rod Wave.
Okay.
I didn't really listen to that last album. When it first came out, I was a little late to it, so I know that this one was really anticipated. So I kind of want to listen to it and see what it's about.
Okay.
What you got, Timbo?
yeah.
What's up?
Soulfly
Yeah, Soulfly
by
by Rod
Rod Wave.
Wave.
Uh,
I'm giving Billy a little chance to get his notes together. Okay, for me, it's going to be Victoria Monet Jaguar.
only because this happened to me at the dentist office today. I was the guy who was randomly humming that weekend song, and I didn't know why. It's just so catchy.
Mm,
And I was in the chair humming it, and I think the dental assistant, I'm not sure what the position is called, I think she laughed. And I was a little subconscious about that. So it made me think, well, maybe some other gems on this album. So I want to listen in the weekend.
Okay.
After hours, is that what it's
okay.
called?
Mm,
All right, cool. So, Billy, you taking off first, I believe, correct?
Yeah, it's a tough one, bro.
All right. So, of the three, which one will we not
Mhm.
be listening to?
Rod Wave, only because there's this Victoria Monet song that's just been stuck in my soul. I don't even know what project it's from.
it's on that. It's on that project, I believe.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
So.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna take off the weekend. Um,
Ah,
I've I've heard. You know,
You like I've heard that one.
yeah. So cool. There we go. So just
Okay.
like that.
yes.
So Victoria
Just for a
Monet,
Jaguar.
Jaguar. That's gonna be our next one.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I can't
Awesome.
wait, man.
Awesome. Cool. So actually moving right along, Billy. We on what chapter 4 now?
The four.
So yeah. What's going on? We got what words of affirmation?
Yes.
First, the affirmation, different categories of words, of things,
Love
encouraging
languages.
words,
Dr.
kind
Gary
words.
Chapman.
Yes. Yes. Love languages by Dr.
Man,
Gary Chapman.
this is the longest chapter. This is the first longest chapter you had. It's like a
Yeah.
half hour long.
But I got
But I guess
spoiled with
I'm
other
listening.
ones. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did. I did too. There was a lot of information packed into this. And
Hmm.
from this chapter, I immediately saw, or I guess other people's lives or motives or how they are were immediately decoded. I was like, oh, that's why they do that? That's all that is? They just need love in this particular fashion? And that's where they, oh, it was like a veil was lifted from my eyes, man. It's so cool to have these fine points of how to treat people better without feeling like you're sacrificing or compromising a part of yourself. This is really for the greater good, understanding and expressing genuine care and love. At the point of sacrificing, or with the understanding, the foundation of sacrificing your time and what you want, in exchange or because you choose to for the other person. It doesn't necessarily have to be transactional. It's because you just want to love that person. I think that's awesome, really. So I'm enjoying. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I just think that it was really cool just kind of reading this chapter as we kind of start to begin to kind of break down these different love languages and we kind of see things. And it was just really cool just seeing almost common day, almost common sense things kind of just written out like, hey, maybe you should speak with kindness, don't
Don't be
make
an a-hole.
demands, maybe make requests with certain things. But I think it's
Right.
those little things, especially when you think about the frustrations and in relationships, it's easy to just in those frustrations to not kindly say something, to not ask, so it's just really, it was nice just to kind of see and through his examples kind of just what those examples and kind of what he said and the way he kind of put it together, how it just the importance of it all and just being kind and um just using nice words. Really, it sounds so simple, but it's really impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about building your partner up, you know. And it's just like I had told you guys about my relationship. I was operating in that it's not my love languages. I'm not big on it. Like I would appreciate a compliment, but so it was just interesting that I knew to communicate to my partner that way, like from the second we started talking, and it's higher on her list. So but and then it was cool to hear the breakdown of the different levels of the words of affirmation. And just like he said, Ray was talking about with just making sure you don't just demand stuff, because sometimes we forget that it's like this is our mate. It's not they're not our child. Like it's a certain way you talk to somebody that you have respect for and that you're in a relationship with. And so it's just, and it was a lot of the just telling us. It's kind of like gentle reminders, like you may not have grown up around this situation, but this is how you're supposed to talk to the person that you're dealing with. If that's what their love language is. So yeah.
And I kind of like that how he was saying that in that and making that request, you kind of make it a choice because love should always be a choice.
Right.
So that's really cool. And then even when he was just kind of talking about just sometimes people do things wrong in relationships, and you had the whole justice versus forgiveness aspect, and I thought that that was really cool because if you can forgive, there is a difference,
Right.
with how you will react and how you will treat people, and just to forgive doesn't mean to necessarily forget, but there is a way that there's a difference in action there. So I mean, it was just
Yeah.
really cool just to kind of see all of that or hear all of that kind of broke down.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Looking
The
forward to going further. But go ahead.
The quote about forgiveness in particular that stood out for me was forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a commitment. It's a choice to show mercy and not take the offense against the offender. Oh, wrong note. Oh, I hate typos, man. Just killed it. I don't remember what the word was supposed to be, but it
Okay.
was just the fact of separating forgiveness from a feeling to a commitment. Sometimes it's very easy to get confused with things like that way. They just become feelings. We forget what the action is supposed to be rooted in. And he does a great job of expressing the other person's perspective. How sometimes what you think is nagging is really just a person trying to express how they feel, not to make
Mm-hmm.
you feel bad, but to really put it on the table and say, hey, honestly, this is how I feel, and I'm comfortable enough and safe enough in the space to communicate this to you so that it can be fixed, not to make you feel like you are deficient in this area. And sometimes I think even that is just misconstrued. So I think he does a great job of giving those opposite perspectives.
And
Mm-hmm.
even his examples are very real life. Like you could tell he's dealt with a lot of couples because it's just even I can't even remember all of them, but it's just they're so relatable, and it's like you hear them every day. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's like I said, that helps to the practicality of the book and understanding what he's trying to convey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's right now he's right.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm very excited to kind of see as we go forward and see how you can kind of tie all of these languages together, and especially kind of the way that he has the story kind of going from the one love language to another, where you kind of realize that the love language of one is not necessarily the love language of another, and there has to be kind of a dual wielding of communication there, and trying to figure out how to best serve both people, which almost kind of ties in right into that left versus right brain thing that I think we were gonna get into. Um I
Nice
believe
little
Timbo
segue there.
wasn't that wasn't
Yes,
that next?
that was on the list.
Yeah, so Timbo, what's up with this right brain versus left brain, right? I guess the question was put to us, which one are we more like? And
Yeah.
so I tried to do a little research on it, but I know that
Okay.
you know a little more than maybe both Billy and myself. So
Well,
yeah.
let's go off of your research because I mean, I can flesh that out.
Oh no,
It's
it
pretty.
was like yeah. When I say research, I mean like the barest of bones of research. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you remember what they said about the left brain?
One is more logical and one
The left
is
brain is the
not.
logical one.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah.
And
So
the right brain essentially is the creative artistic side. So I mean, generally speaking, you're either one or the other. But I did a test when I was younger, and they said I was kind of middle brained. So I kind of used both sides. So I mean, I think that's possible too, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe lately, because everything that I'm doing on the creative side, maybe it is more right brain. I'm taking classes and working on music and painting, so I think I'm more in the creative space more. So
hmm interesting.
which would you guys think that you are? Because it's really that simple. It's just like left brain would do math, right brain is creative writing. So it's
Yeah, I mean, and looking at it, I seem to have more left brain tendencies. I'm
I
just a
would say
little
so too.
more logical. I like to kind of have a plan for things. But there are also right brain things that I think that I may possess as well. But I think that I will be more left than right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Billy, I mean, we're gonna ask him, but I think it's obviously right brain. But I mean, are you any good at math? I've never asked this. I'm horrible at math.
So uh, how does math equate to logic but not creative writing?
You said math equates to logic, but not creative writing. Well, creative
We're
writing,
talking
It
about
probably ties more to imagination.
yeah, imagination, and
but
I
if
might have
you're
been a bad
writing
example.
logical, you know what I
uh,
mean? What is good writing if not logical? Even if it's creative.
mhm.
And you over here trying to be a divergent man.
I haven't seen that. Whatever, man.
You
No,
probably
nothing
shouldn't.
to
I don't know. The books
divergence.
were all right. The movies, I don't even know if they finished the movies, but the books were decent.
Mhm.
I feel like I feel like I'm on both sides.
Okay.
I feel like I can appreciate. the value of each one. I want to say I'm as logical as I am creative, but what's the logic meter? To somebody, I'm not logical at all, and somebody's probably logical.
and
So
and
that's
there's plenty
man.
of non-logical people. Don't get
Yeah.
me started on that. That's a different convo.
But I think I
So,
asked too many questions not to have a logical nature.
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, I think that would be more of a left brain kind of side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But my creativity, how much of my creativity is just about the logic behind the skill set, not behind the expression of creativity.
See, that would be different from person to person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So is my creativity still left brain roots or right brain? I don't know.
Mm, this guy.
Right. I'm going with it though. I'm not gonna make no issue. I'm saying okay.
Yeah, I really don't
I get what
know.
you're saying. I get with it. I get it. Hmm.
I,
But you said
I
you're right.
believe that
It
I'm
does take a
creative.
little to do music. You need math because you
Hmm.
have to measure time. So I mean, it's true. They do intersect quite a bit.
Hmm.
So maybe, like you said, Ken, you may have possessed characteristics on both sides. I
Hmm.
Right.
think that is, you and which I guess would be we're the same person, right? Anyway, so
These
that
guys are
being
convinced
said,
that they're the same person. That's a whole nother convo again.
it is though. It's
That's
been
rooted in
proven
truth.
correct times. More often than not,
Hmm.
we're in identical twins. That's how that works. Whatever, man. We're very similar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So
So,
is it
oh,
sombrero time or no?
speaking of questions, you're talking about questions. Yeah, I got them.
Man, I need some thorough questions.
I mean, the
Let's
last
see.
one wasn't too bad. I
No,
like
we
the
need
last
more
one.
questions though. I know
Right.
that was probably running
Or
low.
maybe we should stop being so critical of the questions because we were quite critical of that first round of like 200 questions we went through.
We were, but that's
It's
because
our
there were
white
those
tea, but
questions where they never really had an answer. They were meant to
right, they
go
were
back.
too. I think they were
Hmm.
too esoterical. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Tim, for the
Hmm.
vocabulary.
Hmm.
I
That's actually a
practice.
Papa Tim word, so you can thank him.
There you
He
go.
uses it
Is
all the
it?
time.
It's a left brain thing too, isn't it?
Why do we all fear death? That's a we don't all fear death, but
Right.
why do we fear death? Hmm. Why would I fear death?
I'm trying to. Okay.
I
I
don't know
fear
about
death
that.
is like
FOMO.
randomness. Don't know.
Oh yeah, the whole unknown thing. Yeah, I get that.
It's just, am I afraid of death or just dying a tragic one? I don't want a final destination death.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
agree with that.
being helpless, but
Yeah.
In and of itself, I'm like, I'm just
part
saying.
of part of me is so inquisitive
Uh-huh.
that I'm losing some of the fear of death because I'm probably the answers I'll never experience or find here
Hmm.
in this lifetime. So I want to know the answers, but I don't want to take my life to know them, but I assume that I'll know them after I'm gone, or at least gone from this type of existence.
Hmm.
So part of me is just curious because we have so many wonders of the world, and death is one of them, or what happens when you die. Curious, but not that curious.
Right. I'm like, bring it in. Let's reel it in.
Yeah, I'm not that curious, my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't afraid of death. I mean, well, like you said, I'd be afraid of. There's so many things that you just want to do. You have so many desires, so many things that you want to do. You probably never be able to do. But if you have death on one hand and everything you want to do, of course you're going to go towards everything you want to do. I guess you just want to live.
Hmm. I did not like that question. Ugh.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I just didn't. Uh, for me, I'm not necessarily afraid of death because I know my salvation is secure. That's just a personal belief for me. And
Yeah,
so, but I'm not rushing
yeah.
nothing. I'm not rushing the thing at all. I'm here, so I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm here, and then that's that.
Right. Right.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That's a hard one, man, because
You
I
agree with
do
that?
have a belief in, the afterlife, but I also share your sentiments kind of that curiosity. Um, and I want to be here, for certain things. So it's just like all of it is kind of dependent upon like how old am I when I die? Like I would hate to like die tomorrow and I fear missing out on like the rest of my kids' life, to up to a certain point. So there are certain curiosities and certain things and wonderments that I guess I would fear not having or missing out on, that FOMO thing,
Yeah,
kind of how I said that fear of missing out on certain things before. But I guess with the certain belief in the afterlife, I guess that shouldn't really be, a big thing. I don't know. So it kind of gets
I
muddy in
get
there
that
for me.
though, because it's like the one thing I do know about death is that the people that stay here have to. It's hard on them.
Hmm.
Y'all know my line of work. I'm not going into too much detail about that, but it's a thing and it happens where I work. And so you just think about that. That's hard on people, but there's nothing you can do about that once you leave. But that's just the thing about it. It's really rough on the folks that love you because no matter who passes, somebody somewhere loves that person.
Hmm.
Mm. I guess we that perspective, we answered the question like it asked us how we felt about us dying. It just said death in general. So
Yeah,
what makes us afraid of the people we love dying?
the same reason for me. It's just that,
Right.
yeah,
Um, See, I don't know. It kind of depends, because I had a death in my family um recently, and sometimes death can be a release, and it can be one of
yeah,
those things
in
that
certain situations,
you kind of hope
definitely,
for. So I don't
yes.
know, it's kind of it's a little muddy.
Thank you for bringing that perspective. I didn't think about that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Womp womp
Can we
womp.
not? It's just like,
Uh,
yeah. Hmm.
Um, well, that's it.
Yeah.
And please, listen, your answers. Why do you
Wow.
fear death at all? If you don't fear death, why don't you fear death? And also send us some questions so we can have a bigger hat of questions. If you like the show, please let us know. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes,
Ray,
yes.
where can they find us?
Yes, on the Blacktop Asylum. No, Blacktop Asylum, one word on Instagram.
All right.
And until next time, the
Yes,
Black Top
yes.
is not closed. Peace.
Peace.